Well, today we have Jim Glass, our food services manager, in here with us. And Jim's going to be telling us a little bit about his fantastic cafes and also his micro kitchens and anything else you want to talk about, Jim.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
You're very welcome. So, do you want to tell us a bit about your cafes and maybe some of the new things that you've been introducing over the recent past?
Well, the cafes are operated by a vendor, Caterspan, run by local chefs Brian and Elena. They sort of grew up with Google back when Google Dublin was about 80 people and have grown sort of with, Google Ireland. And so it's sort of been a great story from that perspective. We have about 34 employees in total for both kitchens. We serve a breakfast 8 to 9:30 every day, hot meal 3 times a week, lunch 11:30 to 2:30. I think a lot of great things have occurred over the last year to 18 months. I think the biggest win for the employees was the reconstruction of Earth Cafe, putting in a proper hot kitchen, the pizza oven, the toss-to-order salad, and continuing to drive the sushi, which is very popular. It's very interesting. You sort of see shift patterns in the cafes based on not only the menus but the time of year. Earth Cafe tends to be a little more busy in the warmer season. People are eating a little bit lighter. And then sort of in the winter when it gets colder, Fusion starts to get a little bit busier, for that warm comfort food.
That's interesting. And so how do you and your chefs decide your menus? So how do you seem to know exactly what I want anytime I go to the cafe?
Certainly would give all that credit to not only chefs Brian and Elena, but Chef Aline in Earth Cafe and Chef Dave in Fusion. Menu planning is obviously critical to the success of the cafes, and they work really hard, as a team. They sit down, they talk about it, they work with their staff, they really try and get input from everybody.
And what would be the most popular dishes? I know there's usually a massive queue whenever we see French fries, but is there anything else that Googlers go crazy over?
Well, I'd say your most popular items would be things like cod, salmon, and steak.
Wow, so we're actually pretty healthy. I'm impressed.
It's surprising being American how popular American Day seems to be, burgers and fries. But chips. Chips certainly are very popular. Anything with potato is typically popular. We did baked potato last week, and the queue was just outrageous.
And then what about volume? Because I know we eat a lot.
Yes. The volume, for instance, on average, we probably serve 280 kg worth of protein, which would be chicken, meat, fish, etc. Other things, vegetables, probably about 225 kg. Actually, there was an interesting stat one of our produce vendors said recently to Brian, which was that the amount of vegetables used here on a daily basis is equivalent to what 3 to 4 hotels on average would use.
And I've noticed in the cafes as well that recently we've become a lot greener. So the new recycling bins are fantastic. I think they're much clearer, the signage. And then the fact that I think we're not using takeout boxes until 2:30 has made a huge difference as well. So how do you feel about that? Has it been a success for you?
The first thing we sort of did was to switch the disposable products to compostable products. And I think you can see that it's clearly made a difference, that the composting has improved probably 35-40%. So we're not where we want to be, but we're definitely taking huge steps forward, and we're on the right path. To-go boxes, yes, I definitely think that's made a definite impact. We really try and encourage people to eat on proper plates and use proper silverware when possible, even if they're taking it back to their desk, because they can always bring it back down to be washed. But in the instance where they do need a takeaway product, we give them a plate and some certain products during service, and then the to-go boxes are available at 2:30. and anyone who wants to come down and help themselves to the leftovers from the day's service, we're happy to make sure they go to a good home.
Okay, cool. And one thing I've noticed, Jim, is that you're a man that's never far from controversy. And recently we've had a fantastic thread on Misk about our sandwiches. So I just was wondering if you'd give us an update on the sandwiches.
Yeah, so sandwiches, as we looked at the sandwiches and how they were being consumed versus what the original intent was. I mean, I think the uproar was probably, I didn't communicate it as well as I could have. We really started to understand that the goal wasn't being met. Sandwiches were really designed for a quick grab and go for people who actually wanted a sandwich for lunch or who had to grab something and get off to a meeting or had to eat at their desk. What we really saw over the course of analyzing the data was that a lot of that wasn't being achieved. So, we decided to move forward and pull sandwiches from the offering because we do still have the panini bar and the ability for people to make sandwiches. And there are definitely times during lunch where it is easy to come in and grab a quick meal, whether it be a sandwich or hot food. So we still feel like the grab and go still works. And what we've decided to do is use the rather large amount of funds we were spending on sandwiches, which, as the Misk thread I pointed out, about 175,000 euros a year. So it's a lot of money. We thought that instead of a small minority of people getting sandwiches on a regular daily basis, that we could use that money in the micro kitchens for other options that more people would be able to take advantage of. And I think it would be a win for everyone. I'm working with my vendors currently on some options. I want to see more salads, more of the carrot and vegetable crudité type stuff.
Well, that sounds incredible, Jim. I think the micro kitchens are already absolutely amazing. The variety that you guys have is fantastic. And I have to say a big thumbs up to your micro kitchen team, because I don't know that they get the kudos that they deserve, but they're absolutely super and they just look after us so well.
Well, thank you very much. I mean, I think, we've done some things to try and recognize them with the micro kitchen recognition program. But they do work hard. They do a great job. They keep people happy. We get a lot of great feedback through the Go Micro Kitchen rep.
Yeah, go thank your MK rep.
Yes, thank you.
So I know we also have a food committee, and through this you actually get a lot of feedback from Googlers kind of at a grassroots level.
Yeah, so we started a food committee maybe 6 to 8 months ago. There's about 35 members signed up from various departments on different floors of the two buildings. The goal was really to pick people who, from a diverse population and departmental level, who could represent their teams. And so we meet once a month for an hour. Typically, the agenda changes monthly from cafe to micro kitchen. So 1 month we talk about the cafes and try and have a focus of the meeting and really work with them to understand what employees are thinking and get a lot of feedback from them. We discuss a lot of different initiatives. For instance, we actually have a micro kitchen that's run by the food committee on the second floor of Gasworks, and they've gone with a very healthy style micro kitchen to sort of see how employees react and to see if they can live without their chocolates and stuff like that. And I think they're actually going to look to move that to a different floor and try a different population.
Can you please stay away from fourth floor gas, because I do like my chocolate.
I think it might be going to the fifth floor of gas, so you're safe for now.
So I'd just like to say thank you, Jim, so much for everything you do and for taking the time to come into us today.
Thank you, Jude, very much. Always a pleasure, and I hope everyone knows, I'm always available. I think everyone probably knows how to reach me, and, we love feedback and comments, and, I try and give everyone consideration and thought when they're giving me their feedback. So thank you very much.